All right, fine. So, welcome back to the video. We guys were discussing regarding previously regarding the parameters which are there, which is going to help examiner to check out the content, right? So today in this video, we will be discussing how you have to respond to the questions, right? With respect to part one and part two, so that on the basis of that, you can give the answers. Correct. So, in part one, what kind of questions you'll be having? You'll have questions with regards to, let's say, shopping, right? Do you like shopping? They may ask you questions regarding sports. How often do you play sports? They may ask you, when do you like to play sports, right? They may ask you questions regarding weather, right? Now, when we have these kind of a questions, so our mind gets stuck. Okay, I haven't thought, I have never thought of like, what kind of color do I like, and why do I like that color, right? So we need to have a proper way to answer to these questions. Now, again, I'll reiterate on this point that part one questions you have to answer it in only 3 to 4 sentences. No one word, no one sentence, and no long answers, right? They just want 3 to 4 sentences. Okay. So now I'll give you a very beautiful technique to just answer your questions, right? So what is that? For example, your question is, do you like shopping, right? So what you can do is you can first start with sort of connectors, not in every question. In one or two questions, you can add connectors to your speaking. For example, definitely. Instead of saying yes, you can say definitely. Okay, certainly. You can say indeed. Okay, these are the connectors that you can add to actually present your answer. Fine. One or two question. That's all. Because if you'll be using it in every question, it will be like, okay, you have memorized a technique. Okay. After adding connectors, try to paraphrase the question. Whatever question is asked to you, try to paraphrase that. For example, your question is, do you like shopping? So you can say, definitely, I am fond of shopping. So instead of saying like, you can use the word fond, right? That will highlight that you're having a good paraphrasing skills, right? So this is second sentence. Now coming towards third sentence, that will be justifying. So how you can justify? I'll tell you very simple technique for that. That is comparing past, then talking about present, and then connecting it to the future as well, right? So for example, as we discussed regarding the shopping part, okay, so I can start with past. Fine. Like so to answer this question, I would say earlier I used to like shopping a lot, or I used to do shopping a lot. But nowadays, I am less keen to it. Reason being, I'm a working professional. I do not get personally much time to do shopping. And then you'll be able to add it with future, right? You can say, however, probably in the coming days, since certain wedding days are coming on, so again, I will be a bit occupied with the shopping things. So what did I did? I mean, I was just trying to give you example. I was just trying to frame example. So I started with past, I compared it with present, and then I'll be talking regarding future. This is how you can connect the ideas with each other, right? So try it. I'll give you 3 to 4 questions. Okay. Try with the same technique. You'll be able to frame good, answers to it. Okay. There are other techniques as well that we will be discussing it in detail. Okay. In the classes. So, one of your question is, um, do you like animals? Okay. Second question is, um, let's talk on the topic emails. So, how often do you write emails? Okay, these are 2 questions. Try these 2 questions with the same technique. You'll be able to see that now you're able to frame the answers, quickly. And your mind will respond in the same way. Fine. Now, coming towards, so this is your part one, how you have to frame the answers. Okay. As I stated, we'll be discussing other techniques in the classes. So we'll do that. Okay. So moving on towards second part of your speaking, that is cue card round. Now in cue card round, most important part is this is long. Like you have to give answer for about 2 minutes over here, right? So this will give you more weightage. Okay. So, for example, if you are, what kind of questions can be asked over there? They can ask you questions regarding your ideal person. Okay, describe your ideal person. They may ask you questions regarding book. Describe a favorite book of yours. Okay, they may ask you questions regarding toys. Describe a toy which was your favorite during childhood. So these kind of questions will be there. Okay. Now, again, as discussed, they'll check it on the basis of parameters which are there. Okay, rather than checking it on the basis of real facts. Okay, so if you'll be adding something, some facts regarding your own opinion, that will work. No problem in that case. Fine. As I mentioned, they'll check out your fluency, they'll check out your connection of your ideas, your grammar, and also your voice modulation. Please start applying voice modulation in your speaking. Raise your volume, sometimes make it lower, very much required. Okay. All right. So, for example, if I talk about like how you have to respond in second part, that is cue card round. Okay. So if you want to respond on this, try responding it for 2 minutes at least, because if it is less than 2 minutes, you guys will be penalized. Okay. So it's very much required that you need to speak at least for 2 minutes over there. Okay. So now if okay there many students ask a question that what if I speak more than 2 minutes and how will I get to know about the time, right? So regarding time you will not get any kind of idea because examiner will themselves stop you, right? You're not allowed to take any kind of a watch over there. Okay, so you have to carry. I mean, your examiner will stop you once 2 minutes will be over by themselves. Okay. So now the question can be, as I discussed, it can be regarding books. It can be regarding the skill that you learned. Okay. It can be regarding your beautiful journey. Okay. Your last journey. It can be regarding outdoor market where you visited and you bought something. Okay. These kind of a questions will be there. Okay, now we were discussing like how we have to speak for 2 minutes. You'll be getting 1 minute first, right? 1 minute first to prepare on the topic. So that is going to help you out to actually speak for the, I mean, to create the ideas, right? Okay, so once you'll be having that 1 minute, try making notes. Okay, try making notes. That is very much required. So you can create certain sort of a bullet pointers rather than writing entire sentence. Okay. Now, how you can create the notes is something known as WH family. Fine. For example, first, this topic is what. You can talk about what first. Okay. Then you can talk about when. Please make a note of this. What, when, where, why, which, and how. I'll again repeat myself. What, when, where, why, which, how. Try to make notes taking these pointers into consideration. You can create a kind of a spider diagram, okay? And you can use these particular pointers to actually speak for the topic, okay? Yes. So I'll be giving you various sort of examples on this. Okay. For example, my topic is regarding some book. Okay. Or it can be regarding certain sort of a novel, right? So I can just think on these topics, like what kind of book I like the most. Okay. Or what is the story of that particular book. Fine. Then I can talk about when. When did I read that book for the first time? Okay. Then I can talk about where I got the idea to read that book. Okay. Or from where did you bought that purchase that particular book? Correct? Why did you purchase that? Because you can say your friends insisted, or the story they when they narrated the story, so I was able to connect myself with the character. So that also insisted me to read particular book. And then you can talk about which was the favorite part, or which part of the story was a special, or it holds a special moment in your heart. Okay. And then the last is how you felt after reading the entire book. Okay. So this is something, these are the pointers which is going to help you out to create the stories. Okay. So you have to bluff it out. I mean, even if you haven't read any kind of a book, what do we personally recommend our students? Start making certain sort of we can say, uh, no, you can connect that particular story with any kind of a movie. You must have watched any kind of a movie, right? So you can talk about movie, right? That is going to help you out to think, okay, I can speak this, I can speak that. Fine. So these kind of tips are required so that one can speak. Now, I've mentioned you regarding the strategy, I mean, the thing, but practical practice is required in this. So for that, make sure that you're giving your speaking on regular basis to an expert, because once you'll be giving your speaking to an expert on regular basis, right? What will happen? You will be out of that, I can say, box, right? Out of the shell, so that once you'll be giving your actual speaking to the examiner, you will not fumble. You'll know I've given ample number of speakings, right? Now I'll be able to give my speaking to the examiner also. Okay. And once you'll be giving your speaking to an expert, you'll be able to understand about your feedback, like what are the pointers where you are lacking, so that you can start working upon those areas. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We will be doing more practice in further sessions.